Welcome back to Beyond That One podcast. It's Monday. We're live.
Monday.
Talking ball.
Week 2.
Week 2 on the island.
Week 2.
Week 2 in Cancun. What are you up to here in Cancun?
Just drinking mango margaritas every day till
Sun
the world ends.
Sun up, sundown.
ALDS.
Yeah, we can get
2
into
games
ALDS.
2 games in.
Very frustrating because it's looking like, I don't know. We can get into it. I think the Astros could take any of these teams.
Wow.
I also think they could get blown out, but I just think they can be competitive with any of these teams.
I would say the complete opposite.
Really, I mean, I think the Blue Jays probably kick their ass.
We're looking at all these teams. I think this variation of the Astros, we're not good enough to beat any of these teams.
That's fair.
Like these teams,
What's up, Jaden?
I think the operation all offseason needs to be acquire slug. Look what happens when you hit the ball out of the ballpark. When you build a team around run prevention, it gets you down to a 2-0. It gets you down to a spot where run prevention can only get you so far. I think.
Run prevention is great, but if you're not
scoring runs, then what's the point? So I think, like last year and this year, you're going to see 2 teams at the end that are going to be probably slugging the best. You're going to have 2 teams that can put runs on you in bunches, and you know what? Maybe that's the way baseball's going. I don't know, but I'm on the other side of it where I don't think any variation of this Astros would be.
That's fair. I don't think they would make it much further than this round, but I do think they could compete in a 5-game series with the Mariners or Tigers, maybe the Yankees. Blue Jays look
heading better than everyone.
Pitching and offense, they just look ready. But I think you're right. I mean, it would be. I don't know. I still would love to be in the dance.
Oh, for sure.
But there is some peace at being able to watch from Cancun and just
it's been very
watch everything. and we're not the butt of the joke anymore. Like we've already moved on from us, and now we get to make fun of everybody else.
Yeah,
when they lose.
It's interesting because I hope leadership right now, whether that's new leadership or same leadership or the penthouse leadership, are taking notes on how to get here. Like,
yeah,
I just, my fear is if you run everything back in 26 and you just expect to be there, like, or expect that.
Yeah, if the thought is
your process was right when
it was just injury.
Yeah.
Like the thought of like, oh, we just run it back, but with less injuries, we should make it.
Yeah.
I think you're right. That's the wrong thinking.
So I hope there's a little self-evaluation within that, and not so much like our process is our process and our process is correct. It was derailed by injuries. It was derailed by XYZ. Where in reality, I hope there's reflection in the sense of if they do run back, which I don't know. I still think it's very, very up in the air. But if the regime change doesn't happen and they do run it back, I hope there's self perspective and self reflection on your process. That's what I want to hear.
Execution, not excuses.
Ooh,
you like that?
That's good. That's the clip right there.
No, I mean you need to no excuses, no looking at injuries, no looking at if the ump called something this game, like it would have gone. No, look at what did you do wrong? What can you do to fix it? I feel like that's a healthy place to start. So 5 has a good one. Astros this year, we're not #built for this. I'm curious to see what the hashtag is going to be next year, because I think we kind of joked about it when it first came in, and we've been texting this postseason, while watching ball. Find the trash cans.
Okay, yeah.
Somebody find the
So
trash cans because
I think every team right now in the playoffs is way better than what the current Astros are on picking up signs and relaying those signs. Uh, I mean, last night I texted y'all. I mean, Raleigh was going to the helmet, and then boom, fastball barrel Julio.
every team is ahead of the curve where the Astros were
Were
using. I think what what
I think they
happened
were
is
scared.
they got gun shy about
They
it.
got guns.
You don't want to say the words stealing signs anywhere near or around the Astros dugout because of because of what happened, and because of that, they're gun shy and they're behind the times.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if all these teams. We know some of these teams have specific people that it is their job in the front office analytics or whatever to look at the pitcher they're facing and find any sort of tipping, find any sort of arm angle difference or something that can give it away so that it's still not cheating because they're analyzing and then relaying that to the players before the game, and then so when they get on second base and they see something they can say here it is. um, I just don't think the Astros have I don't think the Astros have anybody employed in that position right now because of what happened.
yeah.
Do you think they do? Because it didn't seem
Uh,
like they did.
no,
I didn't seem like they had any dedicated position, or whether even if it's just a coach that is what they look out for, or it's a front office analytics guy that looks out for it before the game, research. I don't think they've allocated the resources towards that since that happened. And that's why they're behind a little bit.
yeah. I mean, like in my head, running through like 162. There's times where like the guys are like talking to each other like at the on deck circle and stuff, and they pick something up.
Yeah, I
Or
think the players are trying to.
yeah,
I just don't think the team has put like an
yeah.
emphasis on
I
on
mean,
it.
one of uh, who also joined us in Cancun over the weekend was the Red Sox,
Yep.
um, and the Guardians, and the Reds, and the Padres. All after this weekend, joined the Astros in
And
Cancun.
Judge has he's packing his bag and he's on his way.
Yankees are down 2-0, but no, there's that one this clip on the year where the Red Sox coaching staff was super pumped. I forgot what it was when Cora was like they picked up a sign
Yeah.
and there was a
The whole
clutch home
thing
run.
earlier this year. The third base or first base coach
Yeah,
did a thing where he's like moving if it's a curveball or
yeah,
staying still if it's a fastball. They were all over it,
yeah. And so
which is why probably the young guy Schlittler and
I,
why the Astros maybe, but why the young guy Schlittler diced him up is because they didn't have as much tape on him.
oh, I think there's a clear thing where you look at all the top teams, the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Astros, the Red Sox, uh, Blue Jay, whoever it is. There's a if you want to get to a team, it's starting a young phenom stud that you don't have a lot of tape on, and they can show out. I mean, look, literally game 2, the ALDS.
Yeah, Savage.
Savage with 11 punchies. Like Yankees had no chance against a splitter. The Astros over the course of the last decade, if you throw a young guy and you have no data on them, it's going to be
if AJ Blueball
6
got a
innings
wild card
of
start, he might have gone he might have gone 7 innings, 15 Ks.
yeah. So
What's up, Noberto? Let's get into some of these. What's up, Joe? What's up, Roger? What's up, Ethan? What's up, Rob? Just enjoying some baseball, especially Mariners and Yankees losing. Yeah. Philly should never put Matt Strom on the mound again until he fixes the setup position, showing the second base runner his grip. That was crazy.
that was absolutely insane.
That is like the worst tipping I've ever seen.
The showing grip.
Yeah, that can't be. Like that's I gotta look at how he has been in the past, but like your whole life as a pitcher, that's had to been built like just hit into you. You don't show your glove straight to the second base, like you always turn it. And the fact that he was doing it is so wild to me.
Mm.
The fact that he was doing it and no, like that's a little bit on your second baseman or shortstop to call time to be that to be into it in that moment and say, hey, time. Let's meet on the mound. The coach come out here. Let's talk about this and make sure we're aware that this is happening. Just awful.
Yeah, awful.
Who was on second? Betts?
Freddie.
Freddie?
I think it was Freddie.
It was somebody smart. I know that.
Yeah,
And Teo, like, I mean,
that was an absolute bomb.
I don't know.
And that was after misplaying the ball in right field, where he just like gave
Yes,
up
yeah.
earlier, and people were ready to bench
That
him.
was crazy. I mean, maybe it's
Uh,
a camera angle, but that looks
yeah,
awful.
Paul. Yeah, Paul's lookalike tipping it. Uh,
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that.
David, you're a little right. I feel slightly bad saying this. The clubhouse thing. Yeah, that's a conversation in the buddy. Yeah,
Which
that's
I do think that's something that can be fixed. It would take a I
at
don't
this point, that's just who he is.
no, but I just mean like slight things with he can approach the next season differently if he wanted to, if he wanted to try and do that. But I think you're ready to move on from that.
Yeah. Okay. Yes and no. I mean, he's still the skip. Like you can't like if they run it back, they run it back. We'll see. I mean, I still think it's gonna be interesting few weeks, but um, yeah, that's another conversation when there's more clarity, I guess. But the other aspect too is like if they do run back the current regime, it's like the vote, like it's like that dreaded vote of like like this is our like what athletic directors do before they fire like
Yeah,
coaches and stuff like in college football or college sports, like oh this is our guy, but clearly the seat is hot. They do like that little Instagram post.
yeah.
So like even if you do right, it's like these are the hottest of hot seats on both. So we'll see. I mean, lots of up in the air over
When
the
do you
next
think?
few weeks.
Yeah, I was like, when do you think that final? Because you have, especially on the GM side of it, you got to make a decision sooner rather than later, right? You can't have Dana start building out like free agency starts right after the World Series. You can't have him start having those conversations and building out his offseason when he's uncertain of if he's even, here next year. So, I mean, do you think these decisions will be made before the end of the playoffs?
Yeah, I think so. As teams get eliminated, I think
Hmm.
there'll be at least you'll know a direction where you're going. And if it's running back what you have, then it's running back what you have. But um, yeah, I think what looms in going to Detroit in a 1-1 series that somehow the Tigers they stole a game and then lost the series. It felt like by losing the school game because the
Yeah, it's
Jorge
really
Polanco game
interesting.
happened.
I mean, if you said the Tigers left Seattle 1-1, you'd be like,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
they
they
won the
won the
Scuba
Scuba game.
game. They won the
They
Scuba
won the
game.
Scuba game.
That's the game plan. You win
Yeah,
one in Seattle, and then you go to Detroit
yeah.
and you win the next two.
It just seems like a huge
Yeah,
miss,
it's
like
kind of a momentum swing a little
like
bit.
30 percentage points missed opportunity. But
Yeah,
that's going to be an interesting series. Obviously, now Seattle has to win one to get at least one game back to Seattle potentially.
they got Flaherty
Um,
versus Gilbert tonight.
Tuesday. Tonight's
Tuesday,
the NL.
yeah,
It's a
Tuesday.
weird like they're all on one day, and then now
And
you.
they
So
alternate.
tonight is Dodgers Phillies at 5 Central Standard Time, and then the Brewers Cubs at I think 8 Central Standard. So two good matchups. Obviously the Phillies
Snell and
are
Luzardo. Yeah.
must win for the Phillies. I mean, just absolutely blew game one.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, yeah. If they lose both at home,
yeah, that's
and
not.
I called them to make the World Series.
Yeah,
I do think Luzardo is going to shove. But remember earlier in the season when Luzardo had big issues with tipping?
yeah. Hey,
But that means he's going to be the most locked up on tipping in the entire Phillies pitching staff because he's so aware of it. And maybe he shoves.
that was a guy that we said the Astros should. You said the
I
Astros
wanted
should
the
have
Astros to
gotten.
get him before the season. I don't think it really would have made that much of a difference, but
But no, I'm looking at these teams though. I'm like, and there's some clear things the Astros need to fix going into 26 is acquire slug, and they need about 2 more arms. This 2 like big league arms, and I don't know how you.
somebody asked earlier about
I saw that Gallon and
Gallon and
Cease.
Cease are both free agents.
Yeah, and the point is like I know blue ball's there. I don't know blue ball's gonna be. If you didn't see, Chandler and Tyler had their pod. They talked about how potentially blue ball's just maybe a swing guy in the organization, not so much a rotation guy, where they view his value just as a swing guy throughout the year.
Really?
So if that's the case, I mean, then that puts a lot of pressure on Miguel Uala to be ready. A lot of pressure on Christian Javier to try to find some original Christian Javier form,
He
because
showed flashes of it,
I just don't think it's
at
there
times.
anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I mean, if at worst he can be your like
I
fourth or
think
fifth guy in your rotation,
yeah,
that's still you need that. Um, you didn't have that this year. You ran most of the year with a 1 and 2, and then a rotation.
a
Yeah,
mash unit.
eventually you got a 3 with Jason Alexander. But yeah, you pretty much went all season without a stable 1 through 5. Um, so if at worst Christian Javier can be healthy all year and give you innings, that I'll take that. Unfortunately for him, and like we want to see him get back to form. But if he can just stay healthy and give you 5-6 innings every time through the rotation and just kind of work through it, I would take that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, right now, if they did nothing, who is your starting 5 next year? Hunter Brown.
Christian Javier.
Is Jason Alexander under contract?
He may have just been one of the.
I think it was just a minor league deal, major league deal, or whatever. Yeah, Hunter Brown, Christian Javier, and
He's pre-arb,
and team. Uh, so you still have Jason Alexander,
but you can't. I mean, the
but
reality says he's
he's
not
going
gonna.
to keep
It's
up.
not gonna
Yeah.
keep up.
No, I mean I agree. It's just like that's who you have right now. It
Yeah,
just shows you like just showing like the ingredients you have and what else you need. Um, Jesus. Okay.
not great, Bob.
Not great. I was trying to look at. So under contract,
You have Lance. They're gonna bring Lance back. They
Lance
can't.
is going to be pitching. Yeah. You still have, you have some
You
holes
need
to
two
fill.
arms.
I think you may need 3 arms.
You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna get I think they'll spend up for a Cease, Gallen, Ranger Suarez type arm.
Yeah.
Then they'll grow a middle tier, and then they're gonna go Dustin
Projects.
Verlander. No, I
Oh
think they
my
bring back Dustin
God.
Verlander. It just seems like the most Astro thing.
Think, I mean, of all times where you actually need him,
Yeah,
I mean, this is a time.
yeah.
You don't need him. You're not getting. I don't think you're getting ace Justin Verlander. But
No, you're
I
getting
do
a
think
5. You're getting a 4 or 5 that could just give you
he
innings.
can clearly give you innings. I mean, he was going 6 innings almost every start. He just was getting no wins because the Giants sucked. Yeah,
And maybe
I mean,
3 or yeah, maybe like of all the tiers you make of those arms, probably one from each batch.
I think so. I think they honestly they do that, but then I think they also get like 2 projects, 2
Yeah, there'll be some
arms,
guy that
like
they have
2
on their
more Jason
hopefully
Alexanders,
on their model that they like.
because they know if they learned anything from last year, they need depth.
Yeah,
You can't because if you got 2-3 arms, I would bank that 1 or 2 of them are going to miss significant time, not the entire season because of something. That shit happens.
I don't know. I keep looking at these playoff teams right now, and these teams are just better. Like, I do think there is value in the Astros in the sense of like when they're in, they know how to do it. They've been there before, but you're almost 3 years. You'll be 3 years removed from the last World Series this time next year, and the 22 Astros aren't walking through that door. Like, you have to start.
We'll be 3 years removed from our last playoff win.
Yeah, no, because they won a lot in 23. A lot.
Yeah,
It'd be
23.
It'd be 2 years removed.
Yeah, well, 2 seasons, removed, and you'll be in your 3rd season.
You'll be in your 3rd season.
Yeah, since having a playoff win. If they don't win any playoff wins next year, you can basically just say, I mean, if you go 3 seasons without a playoff win, that's a restarting.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I'd say almost already, like, kind of era is over, and we're in whatever this next.
You're in this like purgatory state.
Yeah, but if you don't bounce back and win, at least go deep in 26. Then you have the CBA looming. You can basically say, all right, that was the golden era. Looking forward, 28, it's a whole different era of Astros baseball. Looking at the free agents, I'm gonna rattle off some names, and you give me thumbs up or thumbs down.
Okay.
Just first gut check. Jordan Montgomery, Nick Martinez, Chris Bassett, Lucas Giolito. Damn.
If you got an arm thing, I would be neutral.
Yeah. Chris Sale.
Yeah. Give me Chris Sale.
Framber Valdez.
No.
Not even getting a thumbs down.
Sure. I'll give you Framber Valdez back.
Miles Michaelis.
Ugh.
Yeah. Jack Flaherty.
Ugh.
Really? Frankie Montas.
Yeah.
Max Scherzer.
Ugh.
Justin Verlander.
Sure.
Alex Cobb.
No.
John Gray.
Ugh.
Zach Gallen.
Sure. Why not?
Dylan Cease.
Sure. Why not?
So so far none of these, other than Chris Sale.
Give me Ranger Suarez.
None of these have jumped off the page. Shota he has a conditional club option.
They'll probably pick that up.
Yeah, going down. Shane Bieber. He has a player option. He'll probably do it. Ranger Suarez. That's a big thumbs up. Brandon Woodruff has a mutual option. Now that would be interesting. That could be really interesting. But yeah, I mean,
that's a good point. JP France and Spaghetti. I have way more faith in Spaghetti than France.
It's not like this is a year where there's a bunch of starting pitchers.
The year we actually have money, you can't even.
There's no there's no Garrett Cole, available as a free agent. I think it's going to come through trades.
I think
any big improvements to this team are going to come through trades because it's not really a whole lot of guys on the free agent pool that jump off the page. I mean, there's like a Pete Alonso, but he's a first baseman.
Yeah, you have a logjam there.
Yeah, I'm just looking at
Schwarber. You can't even get because you have a logjam at DH. Like
it's tough to get a bopper that also can play the field. Is difficult.
Oh, I think
Starling Marte, he right field, can play some second base.
Oh man, yeah, I think
Kyle Tucker.
Sure, why not?
We're gonna get really into each position and we're gonna do a podcast on every position.
Yes,
over this next couple months. So we'll get really in depth into who's available, if there's potential trades we want to do, if we're happy with who we have at the position, whatever it is. It's a lot to talk about this offseason. I wish we were talking about playoff baseball for the Astros instead of just sitting in Cancun drinking Mai Tais, talking about what could have been. That's where we're at right now. Any questions from the audience? Come on down. Uala. Yeah, I like Uala. Should have brought back Kikuchi. I agree with that.
I would have loved that. That would have been great, but due to roster construction and and money allocated, that didn't work. I think
they thought.
They thought they had a surplus,
which is wasn't super incorrect. A lot had to go wrong for the surplus you had to not be enough, and a lot went wrong. I mean, looking at coming in the season, we were like, we got 10 starting pitchers, including, the guys coming back at some point in the season. You're like, okay, out of Spencer Arrighetti, Hayden Wesneski, Ronel Blanco, obviously Hunter and Framber, Lance McCullers Jr., Christian Javier, Luis Garcia.
And you thought you could get there.
Blue ball, in Uala and in AA, JP France. You thought out of all those names, we should have enough. Was not enough. You talk playoffs?
Let's talk playoffs. We all right, so we're in the early stages of the ALDS.
Sounds like a disease.
and NLDS.
Stage one.
We are in the early
LDS.
stages of the DS. First initial thoughts.
I think the Blue Jays look for real.
Okay.
I do think this whole bye week um, complaints that a lot of teams had the past few years that the Astros didn't have an issue with. I think a lot of teams learned how to properly prepare,
Mm.
and some teams did not. I think the Blue Jays and possibly the Brewers, we'll see how they do game 2, but the Blue Jays were a masterclass on preparation,
Mm.
staying ready,
Mm.
and execution on game plan. They clearly who's Freed, right? Who
They
pitched
were
game
on.
1?
Luis Gill.
Yeah. They clearly
And then the
in
bullpen.
the 4 days between, they clearly watched a ton of video, prepped on everything they could, and had themselves stay ready. And that's maybe a testament to their coaching. Maybe was it Schneider? His name, John Schneider. Maybe he's a way better coach than I was even thinking.
It was a guy that was on a hot seat.
He might win manager of the year if you think about it.
He should.
I mean, it's between him and Vogt, and I don't know how much they keep or they take into account playoffs, but taking that Blue Jays team and nobody expected to win anything, and they got the 1 seed. That's incredible going into this season.
Yeah, and I think that team is built. They're built like an Astros Golden Age team. They don't strike out.
Yep.
They hit the ball hard and they score runs and bunches, and then they
Springer
pitch.
leading off.
They have George Springer lead off.
Yeah, no, I mean you're right.
And they're doing it without. I mean, not that Bo Bichette's a superstar, but they're doing that without him.
Part of their core.
Vladdy has risen to the moment.
I cannot believe it when he started doing that. I was like, oh yeah, he's never been in the playoffs. That was crazy to think because he's been around a minute, but he's never had a playoff, start, and he showed up and is doing his thing.
And when you get that, obviously Springer being Springer, and then you get all the other ancillary guys like kind of doing stuff.
Yeah,
it's early, but it's very reminiscent of like the last year's Dodgers team in the sense of like, oh, Tommy Edman won NLCS MVP. Like we're gonna be sitting here with like Ernie Clement won ALDS. Like it's gonna be those ancillary characters that
when your top guys are performing and the ancillary characters are performing, it's hard to beat.
It's hard. It's very, very hard.
Because the Tigers will have ancillary guys performing, but so far they haven't. Even last year, it's not like they had Riley Green going off, Spencer Torkelson going off, and Winsell Perez going off. That's what the Blue Jays have going on right now. Springer hit a home run, Kirk hit 700, Vladdy hit 2 big ones,
and this is actually Vladdy's career playoff stats before this. He was 1 for 8 in 2020 in the playoffs.
Oh, I forgot they made it in 2020.
In 2022, he was 1 for 8.
They had a wild card.
In 23, he was 1 for 8.
Yeah, so they have made the playoffs, but it's only been wild cards.
Yeah,
so far.
And now he's
their
6.
First time.
He's 6 for 9 with a 1,933 OPS, batting .667. That'll get all your career highs up with the week like that. But they're built very much like the last year's Dodgers team. I don't know if their pitching is going to do some heavy lifting. I think looking back, like them getting Bieber was just it could be huge. Obviously, he's going game 3. They're trying to put the Yankees away. Now let the Yankees creep back into it. Bieber Rodon tomorrow. But my other take, just watching the early DS, I think the Dodgers are going to repeat, and it very much feels like the Dodgers know they can repeat, and the Dodgers are going to go the 23 Rangers route of we have 3 pitchers in the bullpen we trust, and we're going to use all of them. We're going to run Glasnow into the ground. We're going to run Sasaki into the ground, and
having Sasaki available is. I didn't know Glasnow. What is this an injury thing? Why they have him in the bullpen, or they just don't trust him starting?
I don't know.
That hit me from. I understood with Sasaki because he's coming back from injury. He's literally just kind of found himself again. So I don't know if you trust him to start. Glasnow came out of nowhere. So having those 2 guys, the bullpen was the weakness for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think they just go the Rangers route of like, hey, we have 5 guys we trust, maybe 4 guys we trust. Over the next month, we're gonna run their arms in the ground. And
Yeah.
hey, we
Sometimes
go
it
back to
works,
back
sometimes it
champs. Yeah,
doesn't. Yeah.
sometimes So I think that's one thing I witnessed. Obviously, they have tonight. I mean, they could very much. They've done their job. They won one game in Philly. They're going back to L.A. with home field advantage, potentially not having the series even go back to Philly. And so you have, and then they're trying out Blake Snell tonight. Blake Snell versus Luzardo, which is going to be all the pressure in the world's on the Phillies. So they're in the best spot.
What they're in danger of looking like, outside of having to play a wild card. Wait, the Dodgers played a wild card, right?
Yeah, they beat the Reds 2-0.
Okay. They're looking like 2022 Astros, where they might just sweep their way to the
better than
World
everyone.
Series.
Yeah, we're better than everyone.
Just that much better than everyone. Which they've been that much better than everyone a lot of years, and then they get to the playoffs and somehow lose to the Brewers or whatever, or shit the bed to the Mets, or the Dodgers are a team that is usually built correctly. They usually have the roster to win. They just don't. So when they do win, it's like, wow, this is surprising. But it really shouldn't be surprising based on their roster.
And winning a World Series is actually probably just, I mean, like obviously the Mickey Mouse one, but winning the one over 162, like
monkey off the back.
Yeah, they just start playing. And I guess the only really question is like if Dave Roberts just gets in the way of Dave Roberts. Like
he does still make some decisions that make me scratch my head.
But tonight it's like feels like the biggest win percentage. Like if this game, they win tonight, like it very much feels like you get set up for the rest of October if you win tonight.
Yeah,
like very much when Jordan's home run against the Mariners, when you won that, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
like we're still set up with
the Mariners.
You're still set up. Like we're set up with our optimal plan. But then you have the Brewers, who absolutely put shellacking on the Cubs.
Yeah, how much stock do you put into that? How real are the Brewers?
Oh man, well, Jackson got hurt, right? Cherio got hurt with the hamstring late in that game.
Oh,
I think that's it. Oh, I mean, they pulled him for. Let me see.
I didn't. Yeah, I remember him getting pulled, but I thought that was more of just precautionary. Like, we have a lead, let's take him out. I didn't know if it was like going to linger on to tonight. They don't have lineups out.
They don't have lineups. Yeah, it's too early.
I mean, I think he'll play. If he's not playing, that's huge. I still think the Brewers win the series, but
they said.
I mean, I think I already said it before the series, but whoever wins Dodgers Phillies is going to the World Series. I don't think the Brewers or Cubs can take either team.
Really?
No, I don't think either. I think if the Cubs somehow pulled this off against the Brewers, they're getting manhandled by Philly or
just on Twitter, all the beat writers stuff just says that his status is still uncertain due to the hamstring injury.
Interesting. Megan asks, "I've been keeping up with the Blue Jays. If they keep rolling, is Springer in contention for another MVP?" I mean, Vladdy would be the MVP of the DS if they had that. But Springer's having one of the best years he's ever had in his life. So if they make it to an ALCS, I absolutely could see Springer doing his thing.
Well, also the fact that they showed the stats last night on TNT, which I think TNT TBS, that's some of the best playoff coverage. They are so good.
I wish they it's so much. It's night and day compared to ESPN from the walk-card.
ESPN
round.
Was god awful. It being Fox and TNT is just like chicken soup for the soul. I love Joe Davis. He's great at what he does. I hate John Smoltz.
I just say, as much shit as I give John Smoltz, he was on it on Vladdy's toe tap. And
he was.
He's like, if he throws fastball right here, he has the timing and cranked it. That was kind of cool.
Josh Smoltz
knows ball, but I hate listening to him talk.
Yeah. I like, on the Fox side, also like Amin and Adam Wainwright. Obviously, I can't stand Przinsky. But the TNT TV with Ernie and who else is with him on the play-by-play?
I didn't watch any of those games like live.
They're so good. They're so good at what they do. Way better than ESPN. That ESPN telecast is so awful. And also, both sides, they know how to.
Oh yeah, Brian Anderson
Brian Anderson
and Alex Faust, Ron Darling. No,
they let playoff moments breathe. They let playoff moments thrive, and that's what makes the game so much better. Not when ESPN cuts the mics and turns up Carl Ravage to 200. No, we don't. No one wants that. Like every single big home run, every single big moment is dead silent while the players are running around all the way into the dugout. They let those moments breathe so well after they get their initial call off. Like
yeah.
that's what makes playoff baseball the best.
Brian Anderson, Jeff Francoeur on the Phillies
Yeah.
broadcast, and Alex Foss and Ron Darling on the
Okay.
Brewers
Yeah.
Cubs.
So they're just so good. That's what I love about it. Like I just playoff baseball is the best when it's after the wild card round. It's just like this is when it like turns on. And
wild card round at
yeah.
this point just feels not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the pre season of the of the playoffs. Like it's like obviously if your team's in it, you're like dying over it. But it's just as a casual baseball fan, you're like, okay, that's happening, whatever. But like you hear ALDS, you're like, oh, this is playoff baseball.
Yeah, this
Like,
is
you hear NLDS, NLCS, you're like, oh, this is it right here.
also it's very funny to see, shifting back to the AL, I think Aaron Judge is like one of the best hitters we'll ever see in our lifetime. Like he's that good.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was just like, oh, he went across the Astros. Like we're built differently in the sense of like just have his number. It's a baseball thing. Legitimately, like
he's the Clayton Kershaw of
yeah. Like he gets his like. I mean, he's having if you look at it, he's having a great postseason, but it's not been in any big moments. He's struck out or gotten out in big moments. He's gotten doubles or RBI singles when games are out of hand or like late in games.
That's why
it's the most garbage time.
Like you could look at his playoff stats overall, and you're like, oh, he has a pretty decent OPS and like he has good stats in his career as a playoff guy. But could you name
a
big moment from Aaron Judge's career in the playoffs? Like I know he hit like a big home run against Cleveland and a DS once, but like anything from a CS or a World Series? Well, obviously, only had one World Series.
He's 8 for 18 this playoffs with a 4.44 average and a 10.24 OPS. That's amazing. That is great.
I think I saw.
It's 0 for 10 in high leverage.
How many extra base hits?
He has one extra base hit.
He has one double.
And
it was they were down like.
It was a hustle double. Yeah, in the ninth.
So like he's just like he's not built for it. Homer off Clase last year in the CS. Yeah, that was a CS moment.
Yeah, but
that was like his
Clase betting on it. Yeah. So, I mean, we can't rule that out.
We can't. What are
you honestly you can't rule out that moment.
You see him warming up for WBC. He was like getting ready. I'm like, if I'm his teammate in WBC, like he's kind of screwed the rest of his career because if he has a bad game ever, all anyone is going to think about is, did he bet on that?
Did he bet on it?
Like if I'm his teammate in the WBC and he starts, he has a bad game, he like blows the game or even just allows a bunch of runners or something or throws a first pitch ball in the dirt, I'm immediately getting in his face like, you motherfucker, like you better not be doing that.
Going through some comments, Rudy said 100% off topic. Thoughts on Rush going back on tour after 11 years? Had no idea Rush was going back on tour. That's sick.
I didn't know.
Slap of the base.
Hell yeah. Slap of the base.
26 Astros. Hashtag is God help me.
David said, realistically, I think we have a Cole-like trade, 2 years of control. I think hopefully, whether it's Dana or whoever, I think we do the Astros thing where we kind of, with Kikuchi, with whoever, we eyeball somebody with potential on another team with a couple years of control that we think we can turn into a guy and we can trade for him because he's been bad or something. We can trade for him a little less. The problem is when we first fleeced the Pirates for Cole, one, it's the Pirates, and two, I feel like a lot of analytic teams weren't in on it yet. And we had, when you're ahead of the curve, you can identify things and be like, oh, this guy is going to be really good, but we can trade nothing for him. Now, if the Astros tried to do that, one, it would send up red flags to whoever team they're contacting. They'd be like, what do they see? Obviously they want this guy, so we, can get a lot more for it. So it makes that kind of thing tougher. Give me Gore for Bryce, Myers, and Uwala. I don't know if they do that. I mean, maybe. Nationals are just in perpetual rebuild mode, so who knows what they would do. What is your wish list for the off season?
Slug,
yeah.
Slug.
Gonna miss you boys in November. We're gonna keep doing pods all off season.
Yeah, we'll be doing it all off season.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing pods. Yeah, probably not every day of the week like this during October, but November we're still gonna be doing plenty of pods, plenty of live shows, plenty of
we'll probably go to 2 times a week in November, December. The content going out every day.
How great would it be for the playoff baseball, or at least the World Series? We got to have one commentator from each team on the call. That would be something special. It is cool. I think they basically do that on radio. I did think it was pretty cool. You hear the French call of
oh yeah, that was really sick.
And the fact that they also have an American call. They have their own like broadcast because they're in Canada, so they have their Canadian radio station. So they basically have their home team broadcast still going in the playoffs, which is wild. Can you imagine hearing Todd and Blum call like playoff games?
That'd be actually sick. Yeah, Rudy, I think they moved some guys. I could see some guys being non-tendered too, just because of bloated potential salaries in ARB3.
If there is a change at GM, I think we're seeing a giant. I think a lot of things changed in this roster and everything. I think there's a whole new change in philosophy coming in.
Yeah, and I also think there's it's going to be interesting, just a data point for next year, is how many teams scurry below a tax threshold or below a certain line.
Yeah.
Because if 27 really is a lockout, like it seems like, it smells like a lockout, it looks like a lockout, feels like a lockout.
Yeah.
How many teams are going to go, all right, let's clear our books. I don't want anything on and that changes. And then you change into like a four team race essentially for like super nations acquiring just mercenaries for the sprint of next year.
1-year contracts. Somebody this offseason might break the AAV record just for 1 year. Like Pete Alonso or like Bregman or even like Framber or
it's gonna be. I just don't know. Yeah, I need someone smarter out there to
a giant 1-year contract because of the CBA, and they might be talking to somebody, Boris or somebody for the agent. Boris might be like, okay, if you want just 1 year because of the CBA looming, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. Steve Cohen might give Pete Alonso like a $55 million 1-year contract to stay on for one more run.
Yeah, it's gonna be really. I need someone that knows financials to talk us through that. That may just be we may need to find someone that's just smart and
just have
them
on the pod with us.
Have them talk
we need
through.
His Ben, but I don't know what I don't think stuff allows.
Just tuning in. Cancun looks nice. We had a few small beers yet.
A few small beers. I gotta see the movie.
I gotta see the movie.
I gotta see the movie. I'm gonna see it this week. I'm gonna see a little matinee this week.
Sure.
Go check it out.
After watching these playoffs, it's obvious you got to pay some names. Having several works out in a series, you can't be cheap. It's not going to work. Blue Jays have been paying for this roster since 2020. They have. And then it just takes one run to pay it off.
The thing is, we got our run. So you can only be so much amount of upset about the current roster and where it's at, because it's like we put our chips in the table multiple times and have won. So it's like,
well, I mean,
but I think we are rounding around back to it's time to pay up again. And
you have
go in.
I mean, if you look at the teams, right? Detroit's built how they're built. No clear superstar. Kind of like the Astros, built around run prevention. They have a cheat code with Scooble. Um, but kind of like, hey, we're hoping 2 or 3 of these guys string some hits together and you get back into a game. Like, I think that the 8th inning was the most Astros thing of all time, where you had a walk, a hit, a 1-2 hit the other way, tied game 2-2, and then you stranded that guy at second. The lead run, you stranded Torkelson at second, not getting that go ahead run in. The bottom half of the inning, you went to a reliever you count on all the time in Finnegan, a reliever that you've thrown the day before, immediately gives up the lead to Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez. And I was like, if that's the most Astros Joe Espada, Dana Brown
Yeah.
inning of all time, that was it. We see the Mariners, who paid up for Jorge Polanco. They traded for Suarez and Naylor. They obviously had Cal Raleigh go nuclear with 60. Julio Rodriguez had a great year. They already had the pitching. You see that team that's built like that. You see the Phillies, who are built for a World Series this year. They're pot committed. They're all in on that. I think if they had Zach Wheeler, it'd be totally different. Even though they did drop game 1, they're now on the brink of like, hey, we have to win game 2, or this series is not coming back to Philly.
Which is so weird that I would think it would be Ranger going game 2, but
Yeah, I mean,
it's weird that it's Luzardo, because you going into this year like, okay, it's Zach Wheeler, Ranger Suarez,
Oh, it's
Aaron Nola.
Yeah, Zach Wheeler, Nola.
Yeah,
Suarez.
Suarez, and then Nola's falling off a cliff. Wheeler got
Sanchez.
hurt, and Suarez is the game 3, I guess.
Yeah, and then you had Sanchez, who's your ace now because due to Wheeler's injury, but he was kind of passing him up. You wasted his start.
Yeah,
and
he had a really good start.
And you acquired all those arms in the bullpen to shore that up, and they bled oil. And Dodgers came. I mean, you got Kike Hernandez has got to just be the ultimate playoff cheek. Like he's just Jordan when it comes.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. I mean, that's exactly who you want on your team, and it makes sense that they keep re-signing him.
So Kike batted .203 with a 621 OPS and OPS plus a 72 in the playoffs. In the playoffs right now, 417 average with 1,000 OPS. I mean, his career in the postseason is 285 with an 880 OPS in 89 games.
How much higher is that than his regular season OPS?
His career OPS is 707. OPS plus 91 in the playoffs. Again, 880 OPS.
Jesus Christ. That's so different.
Yeah.
I mean, who
don't pitch to him in the playoffs?
Yeah. I mean, you have to pitch to him in the playoffs like he's
just batting 8-9.
He's the opposite of Aaron Judge. He literally
every big moment he just comes through.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was hitting as high as like 6th in that lineup, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
That's how stacked it is.
I mean, like, I feels like the Brewers and Cubs are like the ugly stepchild in all this. Like, no one's really like talking. But that series, I mean, yeah, the Brewers look good, but
the Cubs are scrappy.
The Cubs can make that
the
a
Cubs
series.
Are scrappy. They have talent. I just don't think it's enough, and I think they've kind of limped their way into here. Even winning the wild card, then it wasn't convincing. They scraped it across with the Padres, similar to the Tigers. I don't see it, but I could see them being scrappy and
Listen to this. This is just on Kike Hernandez's page. In 21, when he was with Boston, right?
Yeah.
He went 20 for 49.
Jesus.
20 for 49. He batted 408 with a 1260 OPS when we knocked him out in the ALCS. He had 20 hits.
I still don't.
Last October, he had 15 hits.
That 21 Astros team makes zero
sense.
I like thinking back on the team is by far, other than obviously the most recent ones, but from that 2017 to 22 stretch, that 21 team was probably the worst. I would say that team was worse than the 2018 team
Mhm.
that lost to the Boston in
Mm.
the LCS. You just had a great umpire that we paid off to give us that call, and Jason Castro got that hit, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
But
Golly.
hello, guys. I'm a huge Houston Astros fan. Second, I'm really a girl, and third, I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. Shout out Tommy T Dog. Nice. Go wrestling. We have a big wrestling watch party coming up soon.
Albert said, "We wrong, Josh. We were supposed to get greedy about winning. We were. We're supposed to be very greedy.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to win all the time.
It's just,
I'm ready for change. Ethan's ready for change.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm like just kind of antsy Astros wise. I'm like just kind of waiting. Like
yeah. There's
I
very.
need to know if Joe and Dana are staying, if Joe and Dana are leaving, if one of them is leaving, one of them staying.
We're
I just
both
need to
saying.
know. Yeah. So I'm saying, like, whatever the situation is, I need to know so that I can mentally prepare myself for what might happen this offseason and what we're looking at towards next year. Right now, I feel like we're in a limbo of like, just like,
Yeah.
we're in that state. We're almost dead, and I need the CPR, or I need to just die.
I
Let me
think
know
I
either way.
moved. I think I moved. All right. So there's 3 buckets. All right. Both stay, 1 change, 2 changes. Right.
Mhm.
I had a in week 1. I have a lot of chips in both changes, in 2
Okay.
changes. Well, multiple changes throughout, because I mean, it starts at the top and then everything trickles through, right? I think I've allocated some of that now to 1 change.
Is no change still the lowest?
I think no change is still the lowest, but I did hover my hand from 1 change to no change. And I think by the end of this week, I think it'll be either all or nothing. I think there'll be 2 changes or no changes.
Do we think, just fully speculation now, nothing about anything we know, but I'm just saying, like, as an Astros fan, do we think no change or change solely hinges on AJ Hinch, because it's been a big rumor, and what they're doing with the Tigers, all that? Or is there any other name? Like, is Crane like AJ Hinch or Joe Espada? And it hinges on if the Tigers pay up for Hinch and want to keep him around, or is there possibly some other? Because it seems like it's one or the other. Because I feel like if there was any other potential names, those would have come out, or like there'd be rumors about some other names, or like there'd be some more chatter. But right now, it feels like everything is in a holding pattern for how Detroit does. And it's literally AJ Hinch or Joe Espada. You either keep Joe Espada, or AJ Hinch somehow comes available, and you're like, let's go. That's just where it feels like as a fan watching and hearing the news and rumors and stuff. And I think I'm okay with that. I'll take that over firing Joe impulsively and then not having a replacement, in mind already.
Yeah. Well, I think if you make moves, they definitely have stuff lined up. It won't be like this whole search committee.
Yeah.
I just can't get, and this obviously I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for the company. I'm not speaking for this podcast. I'm just speaking for me. I cannot, in the back of my mind, I cannot get rid of the tweets of Brad Osmus being a finalist for the GM and that going to Dana Brown, and then that same offseason being a finalist for the manager and it going to Joe Espada. Nothing has changed in the power structure complex of Jim Crane, Jeff Bagwell, other than, I mean, Reggie Jackson's gone. But the people that are overseeing everything, nothing has changed in that power structure dynamic. And I just keep going back to that tweet, of both tweets, of that name being up and that not being a indicator.
He's the current bench coach for the Yankees.
He's
right?
the current current bench coach of the New York
So
Yankees,
maybe we're waiting on that series then, too.
who are currently down 2-0.
So maybe we're waiting on that series then, too.
And I quote tweeted, I said, certain smells like that, not even knowing. I still don't know. I'm just speaking for myself.
I mean,
It is
not
just
knowing anything about Brad Ausmus, or like if you're like a casual baseball fan, casual Astros fan, if you hear former World Series catcher for the Astros coming back to town,
it just
I think a lot of people would be like, "Oh, cool." But if you know Brad Ausmus, if you know how he manages and things he said in the media and just like how if you know about his portfolio as an MLB manager, I don't like it.
if that
I don't
happened,
like it.
like truly, and I don't even know. Like I don't know if you could put odds on it, obviously, because there's not a job opening. But that name, that just series of tweets, because like who, and we know, like the facts that we know, the facts that we know is this. Going into that offseason, we knew who was calling the shots. We knew it was JC, and we knew it was Bagwell. We 100% know those were the decision makers in that process.
Yeah,
that hasn't changed.
You're right.
So if openings happen, you're telling me the former teammate, good friend, good buddy, was a finalist for a GM and finalist for a head coach in the same offseason, the same interview process?
Behind the scenes, that was more Jim Crane humoring Jeff and, trusting his advice to a certain extent, but still being the big boss Jim Crane and holding winning above familiarity. And I hope that's still where he lives and stands. I don't know. I mean, it's not to say that Brad Ausmus couldn't be potentially a good manager. That felt bad coming out of my mouth, but I mean, there's something to be said for a guy with experience coming in that's not buddy with the team, and that change alone being enough to maybe put in some positivity. I don't want it to be him.
Yeah. I do think there's no. I don't know how to say this. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
You're live
Not
on
yeah,
a broadcast
yeah,
right now.
Cannot.
It's
No.
going to be clipped.
No. No.
Weeks
Yeah,
and months from now.
that is just that whole speculation is just something that is just always in the back of my mind. Something I cannot shake. I think this week, like I said last week, I think everyone just needs to know what direction everything's going and then move that way. Whether it's retaining, whether it's moving on, whatever it is, I think there's going to be clarity by leadership positions on moving forward. Because you can't really tackle the off season without knowing that, because you need to know the people positioned in power to what their philosophies are, what their vision is, how they view stuff, how they view this current roster and construction, and what they want to do to move things around or add to. So I think you need. Yeah, I mean, I hope we're not having this conversation because the league year starts after the World Series ends.
As soon as the World Series ends,
so
free agency starts.
Like you need to have.
If you're trying to jump on a free agent, you got to be prepared. You got to be ready. You got to have a.
Oh yeah.
Have all that stuff in place.
Ethan, you're right. The lack of accountability in that.
Yeah,
PC.
I think that's where I'm mostly. I wasn't even like 2 weeks ago. I was not on any sort of wanting change to be made. I was not on that train at all. But towards the end, and with that press conference and what was said, and just general complacency, I feel like lack of urgency, specifically for me in the dugout, not as much in the front office. I wouldn't hate a change if it's the right change. But I'm still not leaning change, personally.
If you were allocating chips in the buckets, you would allocate yours to
what I want or what I think will happen.
Yeah.
Well, what I want, I would lean towards change in the dugout and no change in the GM.
Okay.
What I think will happen is both change. I think I'm leaning like 55% change, 45% no change. But yeah, we just managed to talk about nothing from Cancun for an hour.
Nothing from Cancun. Letters from Cancun.
Letters from Cancun. We're gonna have a regular podcast coming tomorrow. We're gonna start.
We're gonna be positive tomorrow.
We're gonna be positive tomorrow. We talked about
positive.
everything that went wrong with the 2020-25 season. We're gonna talk about the positives. What did go right? What players stepped up? What looked good? It's gonna be mostly Hunter Brown.
And that will be on our YouTube channel.
That'll be on the YouTube channel.
Subscribe.
That'll be tomorrow.
Wednesday will be live.
Wednesday we'll be back live at noon. Friday we'll be live at noon. Thursday we'll have another recorded pod. We'll be here all off season with you.
I think it's a big week.
I think it's
a huge week.
I think it's a huge week.
I think it's a huge week
for the Astros.
I think it's a huge week.
These kind of series go.
There's going to be 5 edits of me saying that every Monday till the end of the world. Yeah. So Jake, there's going to be your compilation Instagram post in 4 weeks when I just keep saying this week is going to be a big week. All right, chat. Shout out to Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Paulo's Wing Joint, 14 locations with the newest one in Cypress. Head over to bigcitywings.com to find the nearest one to you. And Houston first, World Baseball Classics coming up in March. Head over to WBC.com. MLB, I believe, is at the /. Head over there, get your tickets, get ready for the series. Houston's hosting 10 games. It's going to be Carnival meets playoffs. We'll be there. We'll be doing a ton of content, rollouts, and hopefully some giveaways. That's what I'm really working on the back end to get some stuff to give away to y'all. Whether that's merch, whether that's tickets, whatever it may be. But something that everyone in Houston needs to go and attend just to say you did it and brag to your friends. Do that. But that's something we'll be talking throughout the entire offseason is the World Baseball Classic. So that's it.
That's it. As Axel said, as you said, shout out to BTD Wings. We will be back with you pre-recorded tomorrow and live on Wednesday. And that's us talking ball here from Cancun.
I hate the offseason.
Enjoy your Mai Tais.
Love you guys.
We'll see you next time.